Greetings and welcome to Flesh Wound Horror Live. I'm Flesh Wound Dan, joined by Producer Todd. How's it going, Producer Todd?
All's well now that we're back in our proper spots.
We're back in the proper spots. We're ready to talk dinosaurs and teenage cyborgs and yes, and Steven Seagal and all of that.
It's perfect. Dolls and dinosaurs, boys and girls. Come on, we're ready. We got both sides.
Hell yeah. Well, so Todd, I got to ask you straight off the bat. You buy anything from Vinegar?
You? Oh, sorry. I 1 minute in, I thought you were going to ask me if I bought Mac and Me, so I was just preparing my anger. Absolutely
okay.
Not. No, I haven't bought shit from Vinegar Syndrome.
So you weren't too keen on dropping the what is it, $55? I believe it is on that one.
I don't like Mac and Me. We've had this thing before. Mac and Me is a shitty movie. I do not like it.
But you like the Garbage Pail Kids movie.
Which is also a shitty movie. But I can watch Garbage Pail Kids because it's bad in a way that doesn't make me fucking feel like I'm supposed to buy McDonald's. I'm coming in hot. I'm not even 3 minutes. I'm already dropped 2 F-bombs.
That's okay.
I do not like Mac and Me. I'm not a fan of it. I feel no need to upgrade. Like, I have the Scream Factory one, which I watched, and I was like, yeah, I still hate this movie. That's when I'd actually buy a movie to see if I still hate it. I'm not doing that again. And the fact that they didn't include the other cut in HD, like, I don't want the videotape version I already have. Thank you, but I'm good. There's a perfectly beautiful HD recreation on YouTube that, well, I don't know, maybe they should have done that.
I was gonna say, like,
if you kill sorry, how do I say this? We're still 3 minutes. If you eliminate the kid like you should have in the movie, see, I was nice, huh, Dan?
Yeah.
Maybe I would not hate the movie as much, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it fit. I'm just confirming the price, but $47.
And the fact that it's in there before Garbage Pail.
Well, at that price, like, you should have high expectations. You know what I mean? Like, if there's something glaring that they don't have, and that ending is hilarious.
Yeah, like I agree.
I mean,
it has the cut on there, but it's like from the same source from the videotape cut. Go to YouTube right now, enter Mac and Me restored ending. It's there. Yeah. I mean, it is a fan restoration, but it works, and it's much better than the VHS tape. I'm sure they could have easily worked something out with them. I'm excited that we're, the card player, but I was hoping for something never available in HD, like Do You Like Hitchcock instead. But
I think that might still be coming from what I understand.
Well, I know next month is Sergeant Kabuki Man, so I'm not going to hate on them too much. And it looks like they are going to include the PG-13 cut from a film transfer, which I don't have. The other version is still the VHS, but so, I mean, I've watched it once. It's not one I'll watch again now that I finally watched it, but yeah, to have it's cool.
You know, the sad thing is, I think Mac and Me might sell out pretty quick.
Oh God.
I mean, I know that's a very sad thing to say, but
this is what I say all the time, like, where it can be a shitty movie, but then all of a sudden Vinegar Syndrome gets it and everyone wants to take it balls deep, and this is it. It's going to disgust me, and I will shame every one of you now.
I just think for that price, not having that ending,
especially a month after Dirty Work, doing the unthinkable, then you're going to give me the VHS transfer when I can go watch the better clip of it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Card player, I want it. I feel like I'm going to wait for a sale because I do have the Blu-ray. Yongari Monster from the Deep, that's really cool.
Yeah, who put out the last disc? I'm trying to remember.
Off the top of my head, I want to say VCI, but I'm not.
I was going to, because it wasn't Arrow, and I was thinking VCI. Oh, Brian, Mac and Me rules. No, like, I know. Serious question. Is it
Tail Kids movie?
What? I know.
This is a better.
This See, I totally disagree. This argument with me and you is Superman 4 and Superman 3 with Ozzy, which you will see us finally come to a resolution this Monday on Flesh Wound Fist. Superman 3 versus Superman 4. Ozzy.
You're gonna fist the.
Will Greg be the deciding vote? Find out. No, it's a good episode. It's a long one, so
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm not a defender of Mac and Me. It's a bad movie. I just think like Garbage Pail Kids, like that is a hard watch. It just is. Like even as a kid, I knew I was watching it.
It's like, oh yeah, no, I get it. I get everything about it, but at least it wasn't a goddamn commercial.
Yeah.
I have no nostalgia for it. Like Mac and Me, even when it came out, I was like, this is just fucking McDonald's commercial. I don't give a shit about it. Like, and those came out relatively around the same time, and I was around the same age, but Garbage Pail Kids, I like the cast better. I like the kids. Even it also teaches you young not to trust them bitches. So it's good for multiple reasons. Like I didn't understand, like watching that movie. It's like, yeah, you don't trust a pretty bitch.
Yeah.
Okay, he already owns a copy of Mac and Me. He likes ET ripoffs. All right, but
there's something about him. The Rage Carry 2.
No, I'm not even bothering either.
You don't like that movie?
I already have it on Blu-ray. Why do I care if it's in? Yeah, I have no desire. Nothing's going to make.
I was gonna say it's one of those issues again.
Is there anything new on it? Nothing worth it. There's absolutely nothing that says like, oh, I'm gonna buy this because if I want to watch the movie, I got the movie on disc. I don't like it that much. I like the Carrie remake, and when I say the remake, I mean the Angela Bettis one. Much better. If that was, I would have upgraded that. But Carrie 2, I don't like Carrie 1. That should be like I don't like the sissy space at Carrie.
That surprises me.
All.
I feel like we got to revisit that one.
No, I every time I try, it's one of those. And it's not like The Exorcist where I turned on it. I do not like Carrie White. I root for the bullies in that. So
I would think you'd be sympathetic towards her with like the religious, overbearing kind of just dickhead mom
just
and everything.
No, can't.
Okay. I'm surprised.
I like both remakes better than the original two movies.
Yeah, fair enough. The group commentary with Kat Shea and David Dakota sounds interesting. I mean, that's another one again. It's hard to upgrade at that price because that again $45.
I'm eyeing selling my Iron Angels 1 and 3 now because now they're selling for about 125.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's sold out.
I wonder. See, I don't even being with Vinegar Syndrome from the beginning. It's weird what sells out sometimes.
I think sometimes the right podcast, the right something, someone gets it. Brian, you are right. It is all garbage. Just some of us like some garbage over other garbage, as I'm sure will come up tonight.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't know. You mean like the new announcements you're saying, or just Vinegar Syndrome in general? Because I push back on. I mean, they put out "Let's Scare Jessica to Death" in the last batch,
but let me ask you this: Do we need it? Did we need it? We already had a fine disc.
That one I bought. I did buy immediately.
Well, yeah, but you bought the package, so it wasn't like a decision on that one. But what I'm saying is,
regardless, I would have bought that. That is a very good movie. Dirty Work. Comedy's subjective, of course, but I think Dirty Work is a very good movie.
I think that one has that one has a bit of an incentive, though, also being that it has something that's never been seen. That's a little different. I think let's see what else they dropped this month.
It's interesting, like looking at other podcasts, some of the stuff that they complain about, because something like, you just mentioned Iron Angels 1 through 3, and I'm glad somebody out there knows what they are. That's not garbage. A lot of these Asian action movies they put out are spectacular.
I think I'm just complaining about getting the same things over and over at this point.
Yeah, I get it.
There's no need for half of these 4K upgrades. There really isn't.
I don't disagree in most cases.
So, and like it literally has to have something of value for me to make that upgrade. Recent examples: Dirty Work, 100% reason to upgrade. Sorority House Massacre, new extras, ton of stuff, alternate cuts, worth upgrading. Now, if it would have just been a 4K disc and that's all that's new, I would have been like, absolutely no need for this. A lot of the Kino stuff I don't upgrade just because I'm not going to notice it that much, that 4K difference from a Blu-ray. Now, if the Blu-ray is 20 years old and is in desperate need of a remaster, I mean, like we're not, but most of the cases we're not talking about going from the Predator DVD to the Predator 4K. We're talking about like minute differences, like that the human eye is not going to even register half the time. So
I've always said my measuring to in the decision making for me is if I have to look at it for more than 15-20 seconds to see the difference, that's a tough sell. But yeah, I don't know. I've got a new 4K player coming, but I'm still sticking to my rule on it's got to have the Blu-ray with it. Unless it's something I've already started, you know, the rolling stuff I'll fill out.
I've kind of wavered on that a little bit, only in certain cases. Like I'll grab those new Chainsaw 4Ks, but I already have the Blu-rays and I'm not getting rid of the Blu-rays. So that's a little different. And those are
you get watches on those though. Fairly
yeah. See, that's that's the thing. Like I'm to the point where I won't even buy something. It's like, especially if it's something like, am I going to watch this again? Like blame Supergirl for ruining my. I wish I would have watched Supergirl probably about 10 years earlier and saved a lot of money.
Did you ever like Supergirl?
No, but I've owned it on every fucking format.
And you didn't watch it on one?
No. I've watched it. And then I watched it on the Blu-ray for the international cut, the Warner Brothers archive one. Put it on, finally one day watched it, and I was like, I'm never going to watch this movie again in my entire life. I've never liked it. Why have I bought it so many times? And that kind of just ruined my style of collecting and kind of opened up the light and was like, yeah. I was mad when I saw her when I was watching The Flash. That's the one part of The Flash I hated. I was like so happy to see and then that stupid fucking I'm on one today. Sorry.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I did grab because again, I love retro smut, although this isn't XXX smut, but I did get the Satan's Bed Scare Their Pants Off double feature. I made a very small Vinegar Syndrome order because I've got that 4K player that I had to get this month. So I was like, let Vinegar Syndrome be a slow month. And so far, they've answered my prayers.
Well, I mean, the only thing you really got to worry about is if it sells out. See, I got a lot of copies of the original TCM. So do I, but you know what? I keep them all. So I got imports. There's like certain I don't know how many copies I have Toxic Avenger, but
I saw that trailer today in the theater.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, I did. But yeah, no, I mean,
Daily Ghost. I can't co-sign you on this one. I do still have that release though, because it has all the cuts that I'll probably never watch again in my entire life. Yeah, I was such a Superman guy. Like, yeah, that whole movie just annoys me. Like, I hate Man of Steel also. So
I'm not big on the character. I thought Man of Steel was good though.
They didn't understand Superman.
Really?
Yeah, he broke Zod's neck. I'm still not with that.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Superman guy, so I'm like, whatever. New one looks fine.
Very specifically, I am a Christopher Reeve Superman guy.
Yeah, although I did enjoy those movies as a kid.
Although I do like George Reeves too. Dad bod Superman is the shit also.
You know, for your personality, I'm shocked you like Superman. Because he's clean cut, he's the all-American.
Yeah, but he's an immigrant coming from another place, and he gets fucked with. No,
but he's still kind of like the all-American. You know,
it's funny because I understand that.
I know he's not an American, but you know what I mean.
I understand that. It's the same. Like I don't know. I've always attached with him. Like, Thundercats was another one that I really attached to, and I noticed like a lot of like my white friends didn't like them, and there was something about them coming from another planet also thing with them. But I don't know. I know. I get what you mean though, but again, my favorite is Drunk Superman. So hear
Drunk
about all about
Superman?
that. Superman 3. Hear about that when we talk that this Monday.
Okay. All right. All right. So did we miss any other news bits? Rest in peace, Kylie Page.
Yeah, I didn't know who that one was. I just figured it was a hole you probably liked at one point.
Of course, Todd. I'm sure you know now. I'm sure you did a hub.
No, I didn't. I do want to bring up that I brought it up a few weeks ago. My Blade is Your Salvation, that new giallo that James Dean, director of Triple Xmas, is working on. And it was trying to get, I think, 20,000, and it just hit 40,000 on Indiegogo. So they've got more than their budget. Now they're hitting higher level of actors. It's pretty good. So we will be covering that. I may reach out and see if James Dean wants to come on.
Blade is Your Salvation is a very good giallo title.
It is. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. We'll obviously be covering it. I did contribute, so
sweet. I'm excited to check that one out. I enjoyed Triple Xmas quite a bit. Is Jessa Flux doing that one? Or
I believe she was already announced as cast. Bill
Oberst Jr.
Yeah, got announced. Like he was one of the ones. I think the budget helped, and so he's in it. So they've been like. So it's going to be a nice mix, I think, of like the truly indie people and kind of a little bit the higher up.
Yeah. Well, that sounds. I'm very excited for that one, and we will definitely be covering that here on Flesh Wound. All right, Todd. So, are you ready to talk?
You want to play with your dolls? I got it, Dan.
Teenage Cyborg. All right. So, tonight's kind of an interesting format, and I'm curious. Once we're all said and done, did some of the knockoffs maybe better than the theatricals? I'm very curious to see where we'll fall on all these. But our first one representing the blockbusters, we have M3GAN 2.0, and it's from director Gerard Johnstone. And in this movie, 2 years after Megan's rampage, her creator Gemma resorts to resurrecting her infamous creation in order to take down Amelia, a military-grade weapon who was built by a defense contractor who stole Megan's underlying tech. All right. So this one, I know, a bit of a box office disappointment. It grossed a little over 18 million, I believe, opening weekend. I was expecting bigger things for this one. The amount of people that were talking about the first Megan, kids, was insane to me. My only real answer for it is that they tried to. There's just a lot of big movies that are coming out, and it's,
No, Jason Blum actually like talked about it, like the flop of it. Hold on, I was pulling it up as you went there first. So
I don't think it has anything to do with horror movies. I heard him say like there's just a lot of horror movies out, and I'm like,
no, that's not what he said. He said, no, damn, where'd it go? I had the exact quote. Basically, it was the genre changing was basically what he was saying, that he thought, they had Superman, but they couldn't just swap genres. I honestly think the biggest problem with it was they tried to market to one demographic. It was very campy, and the people they were shooting for aren't necessarily the ones who are going to go see it. And the people that would have went and saw it, they kind of felt alienated by the trailer. I think like I love camp, so I had no issues with the tone shift and just like, but I think that wasn't it. it's hard. I mean, they were able to pull a genre shift on the Terminator. That was a little bit easier from a straight action to a, from a horror film to an action film. This is not the same. Although there is a lot of Terminator 2 in this, the camp.
It's Terminator 2 with modern pop songs.
Yeah,
how it is. Although I was a little bit surprised because it's ironically Kate Bush's "This Woman's Work" song from the Molly Ringwald film She's Having a Baby. I was not expecting that to pop up here.
I didn't. Yeah, see, I didn't catch that one. I actually found the article. I'm just trying to find the actual quote. Damn, I had the little soundbite. Now it's a lot, but even he recognizes they overthought it, and that was from the internet push of the first one. But I think, yeah, I don't know. But I mean, did you like the movie, Dan? I know you were one that groaned at all the trailers. I know Kruger. I was the only one who saw the trailer. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like this.
I mean, obviously this movie's not made for me. I'm not the target audience. It's stupid, but you kind of knew that going in from the trailer. It's very loud, very dumb. I will say this. I wasn't bored. It kept up a pretty good pace for 2 hours, which it did not need to be.
Yeah, I agree, but I don't think it felt like it was overstaying. It's okay. I found Daily Ghost posted one of the quotes, and I found the other one. So I'll pull his up real quick. You read this one.
All right, Daily Ghost. We're used to a market that can absorb 12 to 15 horror movies, he said. I think that's gone. It might come back. Who knows? I don't think the market can absorb much more than there is, for sure. It could be the tone shift, but the teen girls in my theater were having a blast. I don't think the first film is maybe barely a horror film. I mean, I consider the first one basically a sci-fi action movie. This is just a bigger budget one.
I mean, the only reason it feels horror film is the killer doll. Now, I found the other half of the quote that wasn't there, and this is, we all thought M3GAN was like Superman. We could do anything with her. We could change genres. We could put her in the summer. We could make her look different. We could turn her from a bad guy into a good guy, and we kind of basically overthought how powerful people's engagement with her really was.
I mean, I think maybe a little overzealous putting it in summer against all the Marvel shit in Jurassic Park. She did probably need a new dance, Ghost. That honestly, I think that, as dumb as that was, I think that's what sold the first movie.
No, that was and there she does have a dance, but it's just not the same as the.
I've got a question. I thought it was funny, but Violet McCraw's character, not Violet McCraw, the girl, liking Steven Seagal. I feel like all other teenage girls have no fucking idea.
I was laughing so hard in the finale.
I thought it was funny too,
but she kept saying the titles, but I was laughing off my ass in the theater like a maniac. Because when she did the first one and she just kept going, I was dying. But
you're gonna have a bunch of 10-year-old girls wondering who that fat bastard is.
But that's what see, and that's what I loved about. I was like, oh, this is great. It's gonna go over everyone's heads. It's
all these teenage girls are gonna be quoting.
Can you? I hope the next. If this was the box office hit, you'd have a group of teenage girls obsessed with Steven Seagal.
If they're smart. And I do still think they'll probably do another one. I could easily see it being a streaming movie now, though. They'd put Seagal in there for some little role.
That would be awesome.
That would be, especially if he gets taken out. Yeah, whatever the threat is, just I don't know. He gets blown up by a cheeseburger that the AI puts a bomb in.
Yeah, the dance was the marketing hook for the first one. It was. It definitely was.
As nothing as that seemed, I
think they might have
sold it.
I think they might. I really do think they overestimated the franchise. I mean, because now we just have basically a companion ripoff coming out next. But I mean, I'm excited to see Soulmates. I mean,
Soulmate is
Timer.
in the universe, right? The
Yeah,
M3GAN universe.
yeah,
Okay.
that's the sex doll version.
Yeah, a little strange too, considering where this started. But I guess it makes sense. It's
But
just,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. That's
so
an interesting decision, but I yeah, I mean, honestly, though, 14 Girls, which the second one was 100% marketed towards
and no,
exclusively.
those Seagal references were definitely put in for the Dans out there. They totally did.
I get it, but, like, I think if I could see every kid in the theater, I think they were all like, "Who the hell's that?" Like, I don't
I
even
know.
think they know who he is.
I don't either. That's what
Yeah.
I knew that when I was the only one laughing my ass off for the movie titles at the end.
Well, all I can say is if we have, like, Seagal fighting a cyborg in,
Slow
M3GAN
motion.
3.
Oh, and then you just see the cyborg have to slow down and keep up.
I want it to be just like his shitty direct-to-video
Oh, you want him
movies.
sped up?
I want the stunt double, like, when that fat bastard turns, you just see the skinny guy in a wig throw in a spin kick. I don't even like, just this is dumb shit. Let's
If
just
we're gonna go camp,
full.
you wanted full camp? Even
Let's go
campier?
full camp. Why not? I mean, we get the Elon Musk villain in this one, and it's there were a couple times I chuckled. The Steven Seagal thing was funny. The movie is just really, really stupid, but
It's turn your brain off. It's a dumb movie, and that's what I knew I was
for
getting.
teenage girls.
Well, no, I had a great time with it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. I will say nothing wrong with appealing to your target audience. I think hopefully you're not a teenager watching our show, but if you are,
Watch Steven Seagal's
I think
catalog.
you
Dan,
will
I'll give you a
enjoy
list of titles. Dan, if this would have been a hit,
Out for Justice.
If this would have been a hit, Dan, you would have had a reason to finally start a Steven Seagal show, like do the weekly reviews.
I will. I want
Do that.
Megan to like just beat the shit out of somebody and make the Steven Seagal energy drinks come back. I miss him. I need some Zenberry in my life, Todd. I need it. But yeah, I mean, you're not getting even a stitch of horror in this. It's a sci-fi action comedy. And I think you will probably enjoy it. Not for me. My rating is a 2.5. I can't really give it less. That's just my personal rating. If you are a younger kid or teenager, it's probably at least a 3.5. Everybody seems to be having a blast in my theater. So
it's one of those things, like if you see the trailer and like, okay, I hate this, you're gonna hate it. You see the trailer, this looks like it could be fun.
Yeah,
it is what the trailer is. It delivers what it's offering.
It's exactly what you think it is,
which I was fine with. I like this one better than the first one. I did rewatch the first one again too. Neither of them reinvents the wheel. They both borrow from other better films. But I had a blast with this one. I tried to get it in one more time before we talked about it tonight. So that tells you I was going to go out to the theater again. Didn't make it happen, but oh well. I'm going to give this one a 4.
Okay.
The fact that I tried to see it again before we talked about it tells you I had a blast. Is it good? I'm not going to tell you that it's good. If you think the trailer looks fun,
I think I will say you got to draw the line at a certain point. If you're an adult and you own the full-size M3GAN doll, I'm just saying.
I know. I was like, should I get one? No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
Even the popcorn bucket's a little dicey on this one.
The popcorn. Dan, you own the Dune pussy. I don't want to hear anything about it.
I do own the Dune pussy. I'm a proud owner of the Dune pussy and the monkey as well. But yeah, I was gonna get the Jaws one, and I'm like, no, I gotta draw the line.
That's the only one that I've like been tempted with is the Jaws one, because that thing is, beautiful. It looks like the poster, but I haven't. So
I'm saving up to watch Kruger maim people in California. So I was like, no, not going to do it. I'm a responsible adult. My vinegar cinder mortar was the smallest vinegar cinder mortar I've made in probably 2 or 3 years at least, I would say, this
There's
month. So
yeah,
progress.
there's nothing that needs to be ordered now for them, so I'm not even stressing it. If numbers drop on things I want, then I'll reevaluate it, but all right. So from our, well, not really a blockbuster, but from our was supposed to be a blockbuster to our mockbuster.
Yeah, we can talk about the term too, but our next film from writer director Jose Prendez, aka Master Chaos, here on YouTube, we have Morgan, Killer Doll. And in this film, Darcy loves Astrid, but Astrid doesn't feel the same. This love story is not going to go the way either of them thinks when a killer doll goes on a rampage. To expand on that one a little bit, obviously this one is not like we're just kind of trying to do the same thing as M3GAN. It's a little bit different.
Kind of
So
like
this one is set up.
Like their monkey mockbuster. It kind of just takes a little of it and does their own thing.
Yeah. This one is shockingly decent. Now, I mean, I say that I like Asylum. I mean, we've given some good reviews to Asylum over the years. This really felt like something they might have done early in the wave. We've talked about that before, although they never made a classic genre film back in the the 2000 early mid 2000s, but they made a lot of entertaining movies. Legion of the Dead, Beast of Bray Road, Jolly Roger, Massacre at Cutter's Cove. Like, those were fun movies. I Am Omega is a good one, or in the early Mockbuster days. Those were all fun movies, and their batting average now is 50-50, let's just say. And this one really felt like it would have been made back then. And one thing I will say about this, a very sympathetic character in I'm trying not to get their names mixed up. Astrid is she the weird girl? No, Darcy is the weird girl, I think.
No, I thought Astrid was. See, now you got me confused.
Darcy is the weird girl.
Okay.
Yeah. So Darcy, I was like, man, I feel really bad for her, because I mean, it's an easy thing in a movie like this. I mean, you referenced Carrie earlier. Watching somebody be mercilessly bullied the way she is in this movie. It opens up with some rough domestic violence. It's a harder movie than normal for Asylum, modern Asylum especially. A lot of their stuff is kind of like fluffy creature feature type stuff. This, I was like, oh, this is a proper horror movie. I think it might be the best thing Jose Prendez has ever made. And I can unironically say I personally enjoyed this more than M3GAN 2. I also have to point out Kylie Roseanne, who is a very popular YouTuber called Haunted Hippie. Not in my usual rotation, but I know a lot of people like her. She plays one of the bullies, and she's a real C word in this one. Like, she's a nasty character that you're looking to see bite it. And couple moments in this. There's a moment where somebody's lit on fire, and I wish they didn't zoom in on this goofy skeleton effect, because I thought it was a very effective scene until they did, but at a distance, like from the car, not to give too much away. Like, there were actually proper emotional stakes in an Asylum film. I was not expecting this. I mean, unfortunately, there are so many movies that look exactly like this coming out from ITN and other companies that are very, very forgettable. I hope this finds its way, because I had a very pleasant time watching this one. I'm surprised. As far as some of the gore goes, they try and stay away from CG, which is nice. Now, sometimes that means it's not as elaborate of a kill, or they don't show it. But I think that's the wise move here, minus that, like I said, that one zoom in on the fire. I enjoyed all of that fairly well. The boyfriend character, who is also a real piece of shit, enjoyed him, and needless to say, pretty big body count in this one. And there's some twists and turns to this as well. Do they all make a lot of sense? Not really. I guess if you want to overthink it, there's a couple things that may not totally make sense, but nonetheless, Todd, I had a lot of fun with this. This is significantly better than what I was expecting. What did you think?
Well, I agree. I think it was significantly better than I was expecting. I don't think I liked it as much as you. I thought it was solid enough. I had a good time watching it, but I don't know if I'm singing the praises like you are, but I think it's worth a watch. Now, if we're talking about the blockbuster versus mockbuster thing, I think this will give fans of the first M3GAN film more of what they wanted.
No, I don't think this really doesn't feel tied to M3GAN at all. I mean, obviously they're capitalizing.
Just saying, at least it's genre picture, whereas the people who the people who look at the M3GAN 2 trailer, it isn't. I get what you're saying, but I just think, well, no. See, it depends, because again, M3GAN, even the first M3GAN's not made for this audience. It's still made for the teenage girls.
Yeah, this one goes a little bit. This one goes hard. Like I said, there's one of the big issues I have with a lot of modern B movies. This avoids the CG, which is great for the most part. You have an actual twist, because so many of these doll movies that are getting made, they're shot over a long weekend. The plot is just so basic and bland. It's just, they're not fun. I'm not going to delve too much in how they do the doll stuff in here, because but I like what they did, and I cared about the characters. I think it's a shame they didn't have a little more money, because I think if they were able to punch up the gore a little bit more, there's a sledgehammer kill that's kind of cool, but obviously they could have used a little more money. This is a fun B movie. It really is. And a great psycho performance in this one. A couple. Fiona, Haunted Hippie, she plays a really good bitch, and I'm surprised. I'm not as familiar with her YouTube, but she seems like a very nice lady, and I would not expect that out of her in this. Proper. Doesn't quite feel like the modern B movie that you'd expect it to be. I had fun. Has anybody else watched this out there? I'm curious to get your opinions. Comment the video, because classic case of expecting nothing and it being it delivering.
That's always a good thing when that happens too.
Yeah, going back and looking it over, I'm pretty inclined to say this is the best movie Jose has ever done. And there's some not great stuff there. We worked with we definitely both worked with Conrad Brooks, he's definitely come a long way.
Slasher says, I usually avoid Asylum, to be honest.
You might like this one. It's you definitely, Chris, enjoy early Asylum stuff like Legion of the Dead and Jolly Roger. I think you'd enjoy.
See, I was just gonna see. I was looking this one up. Ben says I borrowed it on Hoopla, but haven't watched it yet. Okay, so it is on Hoopla. Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Another random thing in here, Harry Manfredini did the score.
Oh, that's why it sounded so familiar when I was listening to it.
Yeah,
he always sounds like him. I'm surprised I didn't pick that up, because it sounded like him now that you say it.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I like Hills Have Eyes too, because it's like, why is Jason fucking the score showing up? Because it's a whole nother bad movie. Love.
I would recommend, give this one a watch. I think when somebody does a good job on this kind of budget, I think that deserves to that deserves your money. And all right. So
Slasher is asking, is Jolly Roger the one Beekler did?
no, Jolly Roger, I believe, was Gary Jones. Don't quote me on that.
And Ben is saying he liked the Monster Mash movie he did too.
I did like that. Yeah, the Universal Monster one. That might be close. This is definitely better than The Exorcist and at least on par with Monster Mash. So
All right.
he's
So what do you rate it then?
I'm gonna give this one 3.5. And it could even yeah, like I said, B movie state. This is really good.
I'm a 3. I did, like I said, I did enjoy it. I just don't think I loved it as much as you did.
Okay. Well, check that out. Let us know in the comments what you think of Morgan Killer Doll. I was a little disappointed, and with Asylum now, you just never know. The Exorcist's got a DVD. Monster Mash hasn't. I hope this does. So I'll pick it up at Walmart for sure if it gets a DVD release. All right. So up next, and Todd, I forgot we are going theatrical again next.
Yes, we are.
All right, sweet. So up next we have Jurassic World Rebirth from director Gareth Edwards. And in this film, 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. All right, so Jurassic World Rebirth. So this is the 7th movie in the franchise at this point, and so I'll start with the good first. You do get your fix of dinosaurs and fun action set pieces. There's a moment, the bird nest stuff I thought was fun. The stuff in the water with the T-Rex and everything, I thought that was cool. The big issue that this movie has, number one, it felt like it was put together really quick. There's some major script issues. I don't understand why the dinosaurs had to be alive, because previously it was always like, oh, we just got this DNA from this mosquito.
They clearly explain that, Dan, that they needed to be alive because to take the blood out when you're alive, because when they die, the blood dies and they can't get the stuff they need from them while they're dead, which makes sense.
I don't know that they clearly explained it.
I explained it basically verbatim what they said. It was very clearly done in the beginning why they needed to be alive.
Another issue,
you don't know. They explain it in the movie.
I don't think that they did properly explain it.
They said exactly what needed to happen.
You explain in the comments how that made sense. I just thought it was kind of, I don't know.
But they clearly, but you're saying they didn't explain it. I'm saying they very clearly did when they first get to the scientist why they need to be alive. He lays it a whole out where you're fucking doing the dick and the popcorn trick during this. What was happening? It's very clearly in the first.
Maybe
I even get to the island.
Maybe I was banging the Dune pussy. I don't know, but there's typical stuff. It did feel like there's nothing new at all added by
it's like the third time they've made this exact movie.
I mean, there is
and then they all rip off the Lost World. And I don't mean the Jurassic Park Lost World. Lost World.
That's the problem. Like, story-wise, it just feels like we have nothing left to do. Absolutely nothing. Now, the dinosaurs are cool. I
didn't like I know Kruger's not here, so he's probably gonna be mad. And I don't know if that's his BBW T-Rex, but I did not like the design of the final dinosaur at all.
I thought it was creepy. It did look like a beluga whale.
To me, it looked like a xenomorph, the way the head was shaped and that big
a beluga whale like fucked a xenomorph. Yeah. Maybe is a good way to describe it, and took a lot of like growth for him.
But I think I don't know, unless the BBW T-Rex, as Kruger referred, was that one that was just laying off by the. I did like that T-Rex, the one who chases him down the river.
Yeah, who very clearly could have killed them several times.
He seemed like the American dinosaur, like just lazy, didn't give a shit.
Yeah. The way the dinosaurs like choose to attack the boat when it's like they could very clearly
Mm.
just end this immediately. Uh, Ben, I didn't like the final dino either. It looked like a Xeno mixed with Cloverfield. See, I didn't mind it. A lot of things that people have been pointing out now is like, why all the mutations at this point? Because there's still a lot of dinosaurs they haven't done. Um,
Yeah,
you
it
know,
makes sense though. It's to put him on a more dangerous island. You know, this is where we put all the 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 weirdo dinosaurs. I'm trying to say PC words. um,
yeah.
so it's like I was fine with that. I mean, it, it gave me it gave me what I was supposed to. I mean, if we're all honest for a minute, there's only been one great Jurassic Park movie. That's Jurassic Park. All the rest have just been sequels that haven't touched the original.
I like the first Jurassic World, actually.
It is. It's fine. It's a good reboot, but I'm saying, but none of them have touched the original.
No.
They've all just been trying to do. So like, it gave me dinosaurs. It was really cool in 3D. It gave me it's a popcorn movie. I wasn't expecting anything, but it was The Lost World again and again and again. That's
Am I
fun.
the only one who thought I like Scarlett Johansson a lot, but I thought she was sleepwalking through this one.
Right?
She just
That's how she acts.
I think she also like trying to
It's
kind
like,
of
fuck,
have
another goddamn franchise property.
well, trying to have the sort of the romantic tension with the nerd. I was like, there ain't no way she's fucking him. Like,
You know who she's married to, right? That's actually a step up from Colin Jost.
Oh yeah, she is married to Colin.
Yeah,
Jost.
so I don't know what you're talking about there. They're very
really
believable.
a nerd, but I don't know. I was just
He
watching
is very
that
much a
and I was
nerd.
like,
I props to Colin Jost.
the script is really bad. Like Mahershala Ali's character, and this isn't even a spoiler because it's like one comment. It's like, oh, we got to give him something, and then it's just like one line about him losing a kid, and that's it.
It's fine. It's gather up a group of mercenaries to go do some pointless mission on an island. Action set
Well,
pieces.
let's send a few more people. Like, I get it. You're not supposed to be there, but like, surely you could be a little more prepared than, a few people that know what they're doing. And then, I don't know. It just,
I get it, but that defeats the purpose. Then it's just, we got to kill a bunch more off earlier. I think the small.
well, they don't kill people in this. They run away from any emotional moments by refusing to kill anybody big.
They're okay.
Aside
Big,
from the obvious, yes, there's throwaway, there's the obvious, but that's another thing. I mean, I thought that moment, was it the first Jurassic World, I believe, or the second one, I think, where the original Brachiosaurus, I believe it was, is on fire as they're moving away from the island. That was like a really cool emotional moment. This has none of that. Again, it delivers if you're just looking for dinosaurs chasing people that you don't really care about.
Well, I mean, what else are you looking for in the 7th Jurassic Park movie? I mean, seriously, I just curiously, like, I know I'm going and getting a popcorn movie that Universal's strumming out. At least we didn't fucking have the family show up and they were fighting dinosaurs with them, which could very well have happened.
I think honestly, like with these now, I think you have to get a little more crazy.
So if
you're going to keep doing them,
you want the Fast family showing up now.
You know what? Fuck it.
They should have got them to do the mission to get the dinosaur vials.
You know what? It'll probably make a bunch of money, so just fucking do it. I don't care. The opening scene.
Dinosaurs chasing very slowly. So I said,
there's like moments where it's like you're looking at how big this thing is and it's having trouble biting somebody who's like right fucking there.
Yeah.
But I thought the opening scene, and it did make me laugh, so I'm not even complaining about it. The reason for the destruction in the opening scene is so fucking stupid. I'm serious, one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in a summer blockbuster.
Yeah,
it is stupid, but it made me laugh. So Ben, they had one character that could walk or not walk depending on the need in the script. Yeah, the script is not good. And again, you can have a good script and still give me the dinosaur action. So is this as bad as people have been making it out to be? No, it's not. I think you'll still have a good time. I had a good time. But considering where we started to where we're at now, I'm okay if there are no more Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah. Don't get used to that.
You know what though? Primitive War. We saw a
saw
trailer to a dinosaur action horror film at the theater. So yeah, Primitive War.
Speaking of the theaters, I know we had a conversation about this the other day, but did you get one actual commercial stuck in between your trailers?
Yes, it was that dog car commercial.
See, I got a different one. I think was it an Allstate one? Maybe it was.
I
don't know. Whatever. I got one in both. Both times I loudly booed because I will do that forever now. Every time a fucking commercial comes on between trailers, I'm just going to boo the shit out of it.
It was a short one.
I think do the same.
It was a Volkswagen commercial where
mine was Allstate. So now they're sticking one in between.
They were like pulling up next to each other, and there was a cute dog.
I got one commercial in both screenings. Did you get the Odyssey trailer? I don't remember the Odyssey.
I did see the Odyssey trailer, and that looks familiar. Christopher Nolan's new movie.
Oh yeah, I think they attached that to the print because I got Nicole, then I got the Odyssey trailer, then Jurassic Park started. Did yours do that way, or did you get the Odyssey before Nicole?
No, it was not before.
Because I was like, what the fuck, Mike? I don't know. My AMC must have just been having a shit show because they put the 3D glasses, put them on now, like on after the first trailer. And then we didn't, and then the first 3D trailer wasn't till the Fantastic Four before Nicole. And then they had Nicole. They didn't play the other two AMC bumpers they always play. They went to the fucking Odyssey trailer, and then they played Jurassic. It was, I don't know. They must have got some new kid who doesn't know what the hell he's doing.
Yeah, maybe it like I said, other than the car thing, it was
okay. No, he got his. Yeah, Odyssey played, then right into Jurassic Park.
Unless my mind's playing tricks on me, I thought the Odyssey was just in the middle of the trailers for me.
Yeah, mine was attached to Jurassic Park, so that's probably a universal thing.
I feel like the Odyssey is destined to be a good movie that like just sorely disappoints at the box office. It's just I don't know. Look good though. Looked like a good time.
I don't know. Nolan likes the smell of his own farts, but he still hasn't like made movies I don't like yet, so I'll watch it.
Oh, and I might have just a correction. I might have made a
like the smell of his own farts?
Oh no. Harry Manfredini, I think, might have done the score for our other Mockbuster. I'd have to go back and check that because I wrote it down.
I will confirm.
Yes, confirm because I might have
because I know what you're talking about. So it could have been the other one too.
I think I just wrote it down twice on the wrong page, so I'm not 100%.
I'll let you know by the other.
But yeah, fact check me, Todd, because I might have been wrong on that one.
I know I heard it on something I watched this week.
Yeah, it was. I feel like I might have goofed on that. My bad.
Okay, well, I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
So yeah. What say you on Jurassic World Rebirth, Todd? What do you rate it?
Oh, well, I was trying to look up the music. Jurassic World Reboot. It gave me what I want, exactly what I expected. I'm a 3. It was good. It was fun in 3D.
I'm a 2.5, but
I don't get people like this. I looked it up. He did the music on Morgan. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ben. I just wrote it twice.
Yeah. I mean, again, like another case, just like M3GAN, exactly what the trailer offered is what it delivered.
Yeah, but we have had better material in Jurassic Park. But yeah,
we've also had worse, though, in my opinion, too.
What do you think the box office result is on this one?
I think it'll do decent enough. I think it'll underperform, but like I think this is better than the last film. I think it's better than Jurassic Park 3 also. But
I'm a little surprised that they did that one-day screening because that got a lot of bad reviews out of it. So I'm not sure that was a good way to go for that.
I don't think they were expecting it. But I also know they didn't add extra screens on purpose, because normally on that, if they start selling out, they add extra screens. So that's also another tip for AMC Screen Unscenes. When they don't add extra screens, it's something like this, or they also didn't add screens on Gladiator 2, because I think the studio's like, no, you can do one screening per theater. Where the other one's like, oh, no, add more seats.
Yeah.
So I think that's another clue I'll have to take note of in the future Screen Unscenes.
So well, now that we've got one down, who wins the summer? Jurassic World, Superman, or Fantastic Four?
I think it's between Superman and Fantastic Four. I honestly feel like you might be right that Superman might be the one.
It's tracking to do pretty big.
I just I asked my kid, because he'll be here the day it comes out. I'm like, should I wait for you or should I see it before? Do you want to see it? If you see it, he told me to wait. Fantastic Four, I don't care.
Well, that kind of makes sense though, because well, I mean, your kid's young, but even 20 somethings, they don't really have a fan. I mean, there might be a little nostalgia for the Jessica Alba movies, but not a lot. And the most recent one was a piece of shit. So it's I just feel like Fantastic Four might be a little lost on the current younger generation.
Slasher says, I expect Fantastic Four to bomb like usual.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks decent. I mean, the retro futurism stuff, it feels like a Fantastic Four based on the trailers.
Yeah.
But I think Superman's probably poised to win this battle, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. But horror's kicking ass, so that's always good.
Barney Likes Beer asks, will there be another Jurassic Park after this one? Oh, 100%. They're not going to. It's an IP that won't die.
I don't know what you do now, though, man.
I think that needs more of a break than they gave it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully.
But I think we're at the point they don't want to wait on stuff, because this is going to go into a whole nother topic, and I think we'll probably save it till after. And that's that the death of the theater predicted in about 20 years. And I think the steps that are going in right now are not the ones to save it. I think adding commercials is exactly what you do not want to do, to remind people that we can just watch this at home and watch the commercials before the stupid Amazon stream.
Don't you feel though that
I feel
a lot of people are just going to well, we'll talk about it.
I feel that's a separate conversation that actually fits well into the Blockbuster versus Mockbuster conversation. But before we do that, let's talk about the Mockbuster, and then we'll talk about the theater.
All right, we got one more Mockbuster to talk to you about, and that is Jurassic Reborn. If the box office fails, maybe they'll sue Asylum again for this. So this one is from director Marcel Walz, and in this film, when cutting-edge research leads to the creation of living dinosaurs, scientists on a secluded island must risk their lives and confront the now growing creatures to prevent the animals from escaping and attacking the mainland. Okay, so Morgan Killer Doll I did enjoy more than M3GAN 2. This one. All right. So I'll start off with something nice. I like that this one was going for more of a suspense vibe at the beginning. Carnosaur was referenced in the chat before, but it did kind of have that, being stalked through these corridors by the dinosaurs. I was into it to a degree. It also felt like it was doing its best to avoid the really bad CG. I mean, it's still there, but nothing egregious. I mean, it's the CG dinosaurs that you'd expect in the movie. And so I appreciated that approach. It went for more of a suspense vibe, and I think that's honestly what its big budget counterpart should do. I think they need to go back to making a proper horror movie. I mean, I don't think they'll ever give Jurassic Park the R rating. As far as making something different that'll stand out, I'd love to see them go a little lower budget and just do it. But Here, I appreciate the approach. Unfortunately, it's not a great movie. And it's not a great movie because, for me, in a dinosaur movie, I need dinosaurs. And there's a lack of like dinosaurs. When they kill people, again, to avoid doing too much CG blood, they kind of pull away, or you'll just see a shot of the actor's face and some blood spewing. There's less CG than normal, but again, I'm actually of the mindset that I know what this is. The CG is going to suck, but it can still be fun. So, yeah, it's weird. Like, this is better in some ways than other mockbusters, but I didn't enjoy it as much. I think it needed the cheese.
I had a good enough time with this one. I was kind of had the bar super low also on this one going in. And I think I did appreciate the approach, and I get what you're saying. It's slower pace. You don't see a lot of dinosaurs, but I was okay with what they were doing. I thought it's worth the watch. Is it great? No. I think Morgan is probably a better film. I want to use that word for an Asylum movie, but whatever.
Yeah, that's earned the label. Yeah, we do have a moment where a raptor kind of super kicks somebody that was funny.
Yeah, if you're looking for dinosaur action, this is not going to deliver. Where the Mockbuster, at least you get a bunch of dinos, even if they're slow, fat dinosaurs.
Wherever they shot it, like, it looks good. Daniel Baldwin, I mean, he's at least a little more engaged than some actors they use in Asylum movies. Unlike Michael Madsen, I think he at least like agreed to wear pants for the movie. So there's that. But most of the action kind of comes towards the end. I agree. It's okay. It's just, I think more often than not, go for the cheese. Like, there's no way around it. Like, you're just not going to get Carnosaur again. You're not going to get practical effects in these low budget dinosaur movies. You're just not.
Time to watch Tanny and the T-Rex.
Go back and do that. So yeah, I mean, if you need a dinosaur fix, I suppose it's diverting enough. But it was better.
Is this one on Hoopla too?
I would bet it probably is. Yeah. But yeah, kudos to the deceptive marketing, and apologies probably to those 5.
You know what? You call it out on this one, but you didn't call it out on the other one. I mean, Morgan is just as.
But you would not look at that and think that is M3GAN. Like, you could have an old.
But you look at that doll. That's not the doll we're delivered.
No, yeah,
that's advertising a killer doll movie, which isn't really what we get.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And yes, this one is on Hoopla. Yes, thank you, Penn. For some reason, the other one wasn't listed on Hoopla on Just Watch. Weird. This one is, but if you don't want to spend, go Hoopla if it's available for you. Don't waste your money on VOD.
No. All right, Todd. Well, I'm short and sweet on this.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
I thought the actors were fine. And there were moments where I actually thought we might get like something better than you'd expect, but not quite. I'm 2 stars on this one.
Same here, 2 stars.
All right, sweet. So, Todd, saving the theater. Number one, I'll be honest. My theater's been more crowded.
Mine has too.
It's been very crowded lately. Like, people have been going.
They're also saying like 20 years is about the lifespan that they're giving it at this point.
Well, humanity may not have 20 years.
Well, let's say we survive to 30, but I'm just saying that's what they're not improving the theatrical experience.
Well, I will say this: more merchandising, which is good.
But that's not going to save the theatrical. The problem is the younger generations don't have the urge to go to the theater. Well,
the younger generation don't have the urge to do anything
but that's a problem. But that's what's going to keep the theater alive, because we're all going to die before them.
Yeah, Well, I feel like I got more than 20, but you
Yeah.
know,
But
like
what I'm saying is like the future generations are what's going to keep the theatrical experience alive, not us.
no, I agree. I think better food
See,
options.
I think it goes to the presentation. But go ahead, better food. You think better
Better,
food?
well, a little more options on the food, which I do think they could do. Um,
Yeah,
the space. Now, there's a lot of different theaters out there, maybe some a little less so, but some of the big ones, there's so much space to do more stuff, whether that's merch. Like, why are we not selling
yeah,
t-shirts?
but see, you're going see that's just more money for the theaters. That's not going to save the theatrical experience. I don't think.
Well, it keeps the theater open. I mean,
But if people aren't going, like they,
the problem is I don't see any way around the ads. Like, I don't like them either, but I feel like most people are just going to show up later, and that's their way around it. If it's saying it's 2:30, all right, I'm going to wait to leave for another, 15 minutes or whatever. Um I
think turning it into watching the same shit at home is not the way to go. It's turning it into a shitty experience.
so if
Bring
you
back
don't get the advertising money, like, what do you do to replace it? That's the only.
again.
I
See,
don't mind watching trailers. Like,
I
trailers
don't
to
either. No,
me.
no, I get it, but you're focused on stuff to make the theaters getting money. I'm talking about the motivation for people to even get to the theater. And for the option of them to have to spend more money, I don't think that's what's going to that's going to help the theater, but the average low income family of 5 who wants to go to the movies is already 100 fucking bucks, and then they got to hear fucking kids asking, "Oh, I want this bucket, that bucket, this and that." It's it's not what's you need to make it affordable so more people can go, not
Yeah,
jack up the
I don't
prices
disagree.
and do other. So I think your logic is to make enough money for the theaters to stay alive, but those things are working against the people wanting to go to the theater.
I don't think, like, most parents are not going to avoid merch. Like, I don't know. Like, then don't go anywhere. There's, capitalist society, but I think the popcorn buckets have sold well. I mean, there are positive signs.
The
Again,
problem
my
with the
theater
popcorn
is
buckets
is
is,
more crowded than it's been in, like, at least
no, I agree.
pre
It's
pre
been,
lockdown.
I know, it has been packed. Like even when I was there, because I got there early, I did a 10:40 of showing of something else, and they're like, "Oh yeah, be like." The manager was telling the girl, like, "Yeah, it's going to be busy today." So,
Yeah.
like, they're expecting people to turn out for this, and I've noticed the uptick. I get annoyed. People are like having to sit next to me, so it's like one of those things. It's like
I mean,
the one good thing is though the 3D screenings still get less people, so theirs are always nice and roomy.
I've just got to think, like, some of the younger people uh that aren't, like, just completely brain fucked from the phone. What else is there to do? Like, taking a date. I've talked about that before. Like, there's not a whole lot. Like, just, I guess, sit around and look at your phone for some of them is what the date is. But, like, and maybe that's what's happening to a degree, because shockingly crowded today. And
F1's been doing good too. I hear. I saw that early screening of that. It was
yeah,
not something. I mean, I enjoyed it, but Brad Pitt's good in it. I'm not a racing
yeah.
guy, but it was a solid film. Great in IMAX.
I think it may be up to, like, our generation and the generation ahead of us to just we just can't die. We just got to stay alive.
Well, unfortunately, that's not going to
Fuse
work.
with It'll be a
It,
Cronenberg,
it's
like, fuse of
it's
technology.
the ones under us, and like the last one still goes, but the young ones, like I don't know, like they're predicting 20 years.
Well, 20 years, a lot can change, you
It's all
know.
right. When I'm 70, I'm like, I'm good. I'll watch it at home. That's not even
Some
true.
might,
I'll still want to go to the movies.
yeah. you're worried. We'll all be worried about like shitting ourselves at that point in the
They
theater. So there's
they
that.
just need to. It's the budgets of everything. It is
Well,
everything.
look, something like Final Destination's kicking major ass. Sinners, those aren't obscenely expensive movies. So there's some good I'm just gonna say there are some
There is.
positive signs this year.
And you mentioned Sinners, the exception to the rule, because non-IP stuff doesn't do well. Like Elio bombed the newest Pixar, which I thought was a great film. The last one was good too. I heard they cut a bunch of stuff out that Disney would have forced in before that people are like upset about, but I was like, did it need it? Read between the lines.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on it actually, and 20 years, like who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? That's a long ass times.
That's just what industry insiders are giving the theatrical experience. Again, that doesn't mean art houses are going to go away and stuff like that, but it's funny because that'll
still get younger people obsessed with something. Like that's not impossible.
They need to manage expectations and bring budgets down and make smaller movies, because the problem is people really just want to go out for those event movies, and that's why the theaters are getting busy again. It's not because movies are getting better right now because it's summer. It's that there's a bunch of event movies happening, but they don't go see the random stuff that they're not gonna go see 40 Acres. No one's gonna give a shit about that.
You know what? And again, I'm in the Atlanta area, so I know that's not comparable to everywhere in the country, but 40 Acres, granted smaller theater, was over half full for me.
Mine was solid too, but it's also you can also tell the different demographic. That's like I can, at least in mine, because it was pretty full, but I guarantee it's a bunch of A-listers who are just there to see it. They're not, you know what I mean?
Well, I think A-list has helped.
It was an older crowd. It wasn't a bunch of younger people. It was an older crowd. And those are the ones, and honestly, if you pay attention, Dan, when you go into a theater, when you see one of the ones,
I always look at the crowd.
But you notice it's mostly an older demographic when it's one of those, if it's a random horror movie, if it's not the young people going to see this because they're just going to wait and go see whatever the big blockbuster is.
There were young people seeing Bring Her Back. There were young people,
that was also a bigger movie, though. I'm talking about when we get those random Shudder movies in there. Like you look at Jenny Penn, the audience was almost all Geritile when I was there.
Well, you know what's funny about that movie, though? That had no advertising.
But that's what I'm saying.
And then people
the movies,
and holy shit, it's great.
But that's the thing. All the movies that are not blockbusters at this point are getting advertising. The ones we're going to see, they're just something because we're at the movies all the time and see the trailers.
Yeah,
we know. But like it's not like there's no push for young people to go see those movies because they don't care.
I think influencers are going to be a big thing.
Yeah, but the influencers don't give a shit about Jenny Penn. You know?
Well, you're talking that specific thing. You know what though? Like Rule of Jenny Penn is the type of movie I could see like Joe Rogan watching and being like, "This is really good," and that might help something like that.
That might help, but it's not going to be the younger demographic. It's going to be the demographic that already would have been open to watch it.
No, maybe not. I mean, you champion something, there's always a shot. Like you said, why did Iron Angel sell out? I don't know. That makes no sense to me. But it's the young people. They have to be re-educated or something. Like they don't care about film. We just need to become immortal, Todd. That's what's got to happen.
Fuck all that. I don't want to. Yeah. Anyway.
Cronenbergian nightmare will just fuse with something.
I am good.
Yeah, I think it honestly just have Taylor. Somebody needs to tell Taylor Swift to just tell him to go fucking see movies in the theater. That's what I mean.
Yeah, then Megan will get the box office. It's a sad state of. I get why Tarantino's the way he is now.
I can well, getting a movie made, even when you have like a hit, like a cult hit, you look how long it took to get a Super Troopers sequel.
They don't like to work, so they can't afford to go to theaters.
Well, the one thing I will say, if you do have AMC, that's about the cheapest social thing you could possibly do. And I get it, it is more for like a family, but if you're just young person, not a lot of money, get out of the fucking house, and you can see 4 movies a week for what is it?
And now that they've upped it to 4, I've only done 4 like the first 2 weeks. Before that, when it was 3, I was hitting like 6 movies a week at sometimes. Now it's like there's more movies out, and I haven't been able to get, like, there's not enough for me to watch. Ben brings up the AMC Pass has me watching. The AMC Pass has me watching what I wouldn't if I had to pay for tickets individually. Absolutely. I mean, like,
well, even we couldn't see the same volume probably, but I would still go to the movies. It's
I mean, but we'd be more selective than we are now. I mean,
if you have an AMC near you, though, I will say it's nice to not have to overthink whether you're going to this a lot. And again, I know not everybody does, but if you do,
Regal has pretty much all the theaters now.
Yeah, Regal has similar. So, like, get it, treat yourself to it. There's nothing you're gonna do.
I'm never
a trip to the bar is one trip to the bar is gonna be more expensive than what you pay on your AMC for a month. So,
yeah, but you try to bang women when you go to the bar. They don't. I mean, I don't know what you do at your theater, but
I don't think.
Again, you were busy doing the popcorn trick during the Jurassic Park information when they're trying to tell.
I don't think the 20-somethings go to bars to get laid anymore.
I don't know what 20-somethings do now.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna find a way to just hook jacks up to your head, and you're just gonna be, I don't know, mind fucking Sydney Sweeney, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. You can change the avatar with the town slut that you're with to Sydney Sweeney. Yeah. Just ignore the smell and the missing teeth and just try and, go with it.
Dan missing his West Virginia strip clubs.
Yeah. All right. So I believe that's all we have for you tonight. What do we got? Oh, we got to pimp it because we're just a little over a week away. I believe 1 week from Saturday.
Friday. 1 week from
Friday. My bad. 1 week from Friday, July 11th. Kruger will be going for the Supreme Violence title against Carnage in a Hellbound body bag match at CCW Bleed for the Crown. And this is the big one. That's why Kruger is busy training for it, and
he's in the depths of hell as we speak, training for this title match so he can properly set his opponent ablaze.
Yeah, you have to seal your opponent in a body bag and light the body bag on fire. So that's going to be a brutal match if you're in the Anaheim area. I should write it down because I always forget, but is it crimsoncrownwrestling.com or just ccw.com?
crimsoncrownwrestling.com.
crimsoncrownwrestling.com. If you're in the Anaheim area, go check it out. 21 and up for this show, so you don't have to deal with any annoying young people. So there you go.
Yeah, just some annoying drunks, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a little after 4th of July, but smell of s'mores and charred flesh in the air. It'll be a good time. So Carnage going down, of course.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'm going to spend my 4th of July watching Jaws 3D, the brand new print of Friday the 13th 3D, both in 3D. The German one that they realigned all this stuff and it looks much better. All the stuff that wasn't right on the Scream Factory one. So it's to be the best presentation since the original theatrical. I figure what's a better way to spend the 4th in watching those two movies. And I think I'll watch that new Albert Pune cut of Captain America and go all the way USA. Return of the Living Dead for Ben. That's another good one. If I have time, I'll cram in Uncle Sam. Wait, shouldn't you watch Return of the Living Dead on July 3rd? Isn't that the date?
True. That's
it
true.
ends on the 4th. So, you know what? Thanks, man. I'm watching that tomorrow now.
I
At 11 o'clock, so it ends. So it hits midnight when it's midnight. There we go.
Of course, he's not here, but there's that Howard the Duck screening at the American Fantastique, I believe, theater. Yeah.
Speaking of Howard the Duck, we were supposed to have a post show tonight, but Pugs was unavailable, and I'm a little not feeling my best today. I will go with that. So there will be no post show tonight, but we'll have one soon.
Yes, and we're working on some big stuff. Halloween's just right around the corner. I'll tell you guys, if you have one, don't sleep on At Home. It's a store, and they have some great Halloween stuff. It was way too expensive, but they have this like skeleton bone chair. I mean, it feels like concrete. It's like very well made. That was badass. I bought some cool things there. Some cooler stuff than you would get at Walmart or Target. So don't sleep. Go check out At Home if you have one near you.
I saw that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre tickets are on sale for Chainsaw Day to see Texas Chainsaw on the big screen. So I will be doing that.
Is AMC having that, or is that?
Well, it's a Fathom event, so it's everywhere. It's
okay. What was the date on that? August. Okay.
Do I have to tell you Texas Chainsaw Massacre Day? It's in the goddamn first frame of the movie.
Okay, Todd. Well, I didn't know when they were putting it out.
I said it was on Texas Chainsaw Massacre Day. Come on, Dan.
God damn, Todd.
I'm not going to shame you further and demand you say the date. I'll just let it go.
But yeah, no, I think I will go out to see that, and
yeah, I definitely want to see it on the big screen.
Shit, I'm kind of curious what'll be out when we're all together down there. We'll have to start looking.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right, guys, that's all we have for you today. As always, please comment the video after the live show. That helps engagement. And if you haven't, please hit that thumbs up and notification bell. That also
Ben throws up TMNT re-release in August too. Yeah, I definitely want to see that also.
There you go.
35th anniversary.
Lots of anniversaries coming up. All right, guys, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.
Money's on the dresser.